Hey guys, how you guys been doing today? It's good. So, I want to make a video of talking to a couple of things and stuff. Specifically, this new show, this Amazon show, Our Range. So for me, I like the show, but I'm not really like a huge fan of the show. Like I like some of the characters, but some of the characters I felt like they're just too goofy. I just can't really relate to them because I felt like they're just too generic and there's no new thing to them. There's nothing really new to them. It's just something I've already seen before a myriad of times. It's always had to be this secret thing. It's always had to be this, the love relationship thing where it's like, oh, I love you, but yeah, I do love you. Well, you gotta tell me all. You gotta spill the beans. You gotta do all that. And it's like, I get it, it's whatever. That's the way they wrote it. You do whatever you want, but come on. Can you please give me a very interesting, like, storytelling with the characters? Like, that's all I ask. Something new, finally, and not just something I've already seen before 100 times. Um, However, I love this whole thing, the supernatural to it. Um, and I love that it keeps you guessing to have the show, and things that you never, and it gives you questions that you never questioned ever before. And it makes you real. And then once the last episode hit, it's like, my God, it's like such a great twist. I never even thought of that, and now, ever since that twist, now it makes me think like, who else characters are involvement with the whole, like they know this for so long, and who else that had experience with this before in the past, gives you thoughts like that through the whole show. So, um, don't expect it from the beginning that's gonna do that. Just let it just watch it how it is, and then sure, there's gonna be things that's felt like it just repeat itself over and over. Um, you know, and it has the cool, it has the stereotypical family, like all family relationship thing. The wife wants to know everything, all that stuff, and then when she's not been told everything, she's all get butthurt about it. She's like, "Oh, I don't like you not telling me everything. This is all happening all over again. You're not even telling me where you're from. You're not even telling me all this." And I love that actress, but man, I couldn't relate to that character. I had a really hard time relating to that character. But yeah, it is what it is. I can't control, the writing studios and stuff. Um, would I watch season two? Yeah, of course. I love to watch season two. I'm curious how it's gonna end, cause I watch it with some folks of mine. So I'm gonna continuously finish up the show. I'm guessing since it in the story it's like 2 years, whatever. If you're gonna watch the show, you understand what I'm talking about. So obviously their plans is gonna last. The whole show, the series, is gonna last for at least 2 years. It depends. We'll see how long the show will last. Because I know Family Guy, like Family Guy, for instance, it took like freaking 27 seasons, like, or a lot more than that, but probably less than that. But still, like, it took way longer than that, and yet they're still like kids. They're still like, Stewie's still like a baby and stuff. So who knows what they could do with it? And plus, the other actors are very old, are really old actors and stuff. So they can't do this forever, So I'm hoping this is a temporary show. It's not going to be there forever. So I'm hoping that the creator himself will done with the show and do other projects and stuff. I certainly hope so, because I'm hoping it won't be that Family Guy crap where it just lasts forever and no one's going to bother watching it because they just made it too much, way too many seasons to the point where it's just like, okay, we're just done with it. It's over. I'm hoping that's the case, because that would be cool. Like, at least 3 seasons, I could see this thing working for 3 seasons, and just do other projects, way more interesting project than this. Because for me, like, I don't know, like, I wasn't really interested in the whole story and stuff. It's just because I see way more cooler ideas than this. It's like a whole that time travel and stuff. It's like, ugh, I don't know. It's cool, but it's like not interesting enough. That intrigues me enough. Because trust me, I have watched so many stories. I have listened to so many stories that are way more better than this. So if you want to look at like stuff I'm talking about, like look at SCP. Dude, you could straight up look up like every single number of SCP and you could find the most creative, the most coolest ideas and you could just read them and stuff. Or you could literally look up on YouTube videos. They're the most creative SCP. I will stand to the grave. I will battle people. SCP is the most creative stuff I have ever seen, ever, in any platform I've ever seen. There is no show that ever come close to SCP, and I've been waiting someone to make an SCP show, a like show, where every episode it's talk about a different phenomenon or a different creature or a different anything, like an anthology TV show, like Creep Show, where or like Black Mirror, except it'd be an SCP, like a weird phenomenon, and it shows addresses each different phenomenon in every episode. Like that would be dope. And like I can see Our Range as like a one episode ordeal, where it gives you all these twists and turns, and I can see it as a really good like an hour episode, and not like a full series because I felt like certain parts of it felt like it just lead to nowhere, and I felt like there's not much go on in the show. It's just talking and stuff and talk about getting character development, which it's cool, but I'm also like I don't care about these characters, even the explanation and all that stuff. I didn't really care for much for these characters. The only thing I do care about is the dad. I didn't even care about neither of these characters, and I just see them. They don't matter. I really don't care. But anyways, that's just my thought on Our Range and such. Sorry, get a little drink there. So, if I want to rate this show, I judge it by how the way the story is. It's good. So I give it a 1 point for the portal, 2 points for the twist, and 3 points of the its lore and its world building of the story, and 3 or 4 of the character development and stuff. 50% of the characters that made me care a little bit, but I didn't really care much for them. The soundtrack, ooh, Nelly, 5. Because some of the soundtrack is actually really good. I can admit they were actually really good. The writing, wasn't really a big fan of it. Some of the dialogue just felt, it just felt like it was a bit too generic. The cult thing was just, ugh. I've seen that way too many times, and it's just like, it is what it is. And then, there was not much, like, it didn't felt, like, it tried its best to act like, oh, it's trying to be crazy and stuff. But in reality, this is, like, so tamed. It's like, dude, we're literally talking about a freaking portal that literally goes, like, time travel and crap. So why not you just freaking make it more crazier, you know? But whatever, it's this show. Do whatever you want, doesn't mean I said, doesn't mean it's not going to stop how it is. It depends on the creator, what they want to do. So I think I give it like 5 out of 10, like 5.50 out of 10. I think that's fair. It's an average show. I don't consider it as a masterpiece or anything like that. I just consider it average. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Anyways, so I hope you guys like this. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe, and watch and look for more projects of mine I've been working on. The last movie I worked on, it was short, and it felt like I didn't put enough effort in. I hope I did. I hope the effort it shows. And I know it's pretty short, like 45 minutes long. It wasn't as long as the first movie. But I don't know. I felt like that project was a little bit rushed. So it did felt like it was rushed, I'm sorry. But I will make it up to you guys. I'm making Afraid of Monsters, the movie. I can't promise you I'm gonna pop that out of my pants, So it's gonna take a while. And considering I'll be planning on moving and stuff, I have to settle in and I have to save up and do everything I can to just make this happen. However, I am in another project as well. I'll be creating a series that's all live action horror. I'm hoping that I'll have other people that'll help me out and stuff. I would really appreciate that a lot. a lot of things been canceled here and there, and it's just, yeah, it is what it is. So I can't control that stuff. But yeah, and I'm just hoping that I'll just get everything done. So yeah, and then another thing I want to talk about is, of course, all the Marvel stuff. So far, the only thing that looked good was Doctor Strange: The Multiverse. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard a lot. I heard some stuff about it. I watched Critical Drinker and all that stuff. And I never saw WandaVision, and I heard it was garbage, so I'm not gonna bother watching that. Um, and I heard about the Moon Knight character. I heard that show was a pile of garbage. Also, Loki, same thing, pile of garbage. And it sucks because like half of the show I've been seeing, all the trailers and such, are all just garbage, are all just not even worth your time. And so yeah, and so I try my best to not. I'm very careful on watching things because I'd rather watch a movie or watch something that's worth my time. Because life is short, and I'm not gonna waste my time on a really dumb movie that I've already seen 100 times before. Just the concept that's been done many times before, like the King Arthur movie or the Excalibur movie. Like I've already seen these movies, and they're just dumb and generic, and they felt like Michael Bay movies, where the story and stuff are not its strong movie, are not their strongest point. It's just visuals is what they think is what's gonna improve the movie. In reality, no, the visuals are cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather have a good story and not really good visuals and stuff. I'd rather have that, an intriguing story and such. But whatever. I heard the Northman was pretty good though, so I'll hopefully check out that. Although I heard some stuff about it was all hastily rushed, so I'll watch it and make it. I'll judge on that. Uh, um, and then so far, Doctor Strange Multiverse and uh Chun the Chinese that superhero Chinese guy with the reins on his wrist, whatever, the reins man, aka the tailor from Kung Fu Hustle guy, his long lost dad or his grandpa. Um, yeah, I thought that movie was pretty cool because I love the Chinese like creatures and stuff in it, and I love the mythology in it, and I love the fight scenes and stuff. That was pretty entertaining and fun. However, I wasn't a big fan of some of the characters because I felt like they're too generic and stuff. The only character that I was interested was just the main character and the dad and stuff. Um, and like some of the characters, I didn't really get the time to get to know them, so therefore I just didn't really care very much for them. Doctor Strange, however, I'm really stoked because the visuals looks amazing, and I love the fights, certain fight scenes so far I've seen. I like seen the clips and such, so I'm really excited to watch that. Um, so far I've been watching, trying my best to find like interesting horror movies and stuff. That I never knew they were a thing. So far, not so much luck. I have been watching some very old movies, like from the 70s to the 80s, like all the way in like the 1920s, whatever. Uh, and yeah, just to be educated and just learn, like you know, in comparison of like what the difference between these horror movies and then back then. And I come to appreciate more of the 70s and the 80s, which I actually want to create a cool like tier list of every single horror movies and stuff and see which one was better and see like 80s versus 70s horror movies. And that's going to be very interesting. I'd love to make that topic on that because I'm hoping you guys would agree on me, and I'm really curious what what your thoughts in the comments below. But yeah, so far, that's pretty much for me with all the entertainment, all the movies and shows and such. And so far that's what I've been watching and all that. But yeah, when I'm gonna talk about horror movies, it's gonna be the 80s versus 70s horror movie genres, and see which one was better. I'm really excited to work on that. But anyways. Alright then. Well, just want to make this video and stuff, talk about my thoughts on certain movies and such, or TV shows. So, alright then. Later.